I'm a sucker for good old Japanese cars. I'm a sucker for four bangers, turbocharged cars. This is nothing like it. It's got twice the amount of necessary cylinders. It's got no forced induction. I've got the owner Michael here today to tell us about his Dodge. Let's see what this Dodge is all about. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I've got Michael. Thanks for coming out on the channel. Michael, how you doing, mate?
Good, mate.
Thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate your time. Can you tell me about your car? Because I know nothing about it.
Yeah, basically I'm new to Dodge. I've had it for a couple of years now. I bought it directly from Dodge Indiana in the US, so from a Dodge showroom at the end of COVID. My background's logistics, my company's in logistics, so I've used my contacts to bring the car over from Indiana to Australia, basically to Queensland. There's a lot of compliance, a lot of red tape to get over. Up there in Gympie, there's a company that converts the cars from left to right, which was a 50k mission, but I had to get it converted, did all the compliance and drove it to Sydney, 1,200 kilometers. But I wanted to drive it here myself. It was a very long 12 hours. And yeah, so it's a 2022 Scat Pack 392, built by the SRT team, the same team at Dodge that makes the Hellcat. SRT computer, SRT Brembos and suspension and the whole lot. It's a wide body option. I had the cams done. I've lowered it, it's got IBAC springs on it, and I've recently wrapped it in self-healing matte black PPF.
These things don't come in right-hand drive, so they have to be converted from left to right-hand drive.
Yes.
What was the process of that like? Like, was it, did it take long? Or did you have a lot of issues, or did the company that did it for you have a lot of issues?
Well, there's I think three main players in Australia. The ones that I use are the ones in Queensland. I'll give them a plug because they're worth it. Performax. I used them to do my Camaro in 2013. Perfect. It was a 6-speed as well. I've got to mention as well, this is a 6-speed, so there's cutting of the firewall involved, the pedals, everything has to line up. The process took around 6 to 8 weeks, and they provide federal compliance and engineer certificates. So basically comes here straight to the RMS. You pay your 10 grand in registration and transfers, and off you go. There's no pits, no blue slips. The pickle with this was, even though it was a straight 6-week process, it was about a 4-week extra time frame to pick it up because of it was at the time the only 6-speed manual. I think till now it's the only 6-speed manual post 2018 in the country. And the 6-speed manual, as you know, with the left-hand drive, the console tilts to the left. When it was converted, the whole console needs to get redone. So that extra 4 weeks they needed, they found a 3D printer to print an actual model off the console to tilt to the right, and they retrimmed it with leather, dipped the plastic part to match into the silver interior, and that was, I guess, the most complicated part of the conversion. But apart from that, pretty smooth second time round. I did learn a lot from the first time with the Camaro. 6 to 8 weeks, it was done and dusted.
That's crazy, man, because it's rare enough seeing one of these in Australia.
Yeah.
And it's even rarer that it's been converted with the 6-speed manual. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did sort of worry when he told me we haven't got a mold for it. We haven't done a manual before, just a flat console auto. But I'm very happy with the job. I mean, you'll see later the pedals, the gear stick, everything lines up perfectly.
Yep.
You cannot even tell it's been converted.
And just having a look on the outside here, you said that those holes in the headlight, that's part of the Scat Pack, and that is the air intake, hey?
Yes, these two here, the inside lights. There are halos, so they do light up, and there are also intakes, they go back into the airbox.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. That looks so cool. So speaking of the airbox and the engine and all that stuff, how much power does it make, and have you done anything to the engine?
Yeah, stock, it's 376 odd horsepower stock. I've had a cam installed, the stage 2 cam, tuned it, and I did that in Melbourne. I had to send the car in a closed truck to Melbourne. There's not many HEMI specialists in the country. There's a company in Melbourne called Dontex. I'll give them a plug. And one of the only trusted HEMI specialists that I know of. Cammed it, high flow cats, put in a Hellcat crank, Hellcat lifters, and then 1 week later I brought it back. So now it's doing just over 610 horsepower at the engine. The rear is doing 480 something horsepower at the rear. 482 horsepower. And it comes with the stock 305s, so the rims that you see on it, 20-inch rims all round, front and rear. Because there's not many of these cars around, the 6.4 or the 5.7 or the 6.2 variants of the HEMIs I could not find someone that's done them day in, day out.
Yeah, especially in
and
Australia, man. There's not many of them around, hey?
No, and when you hand over like a brand new car, I handed it over at like not even 2,000 kilometers.
Oh, yeah.
At 500 Ks when I got it from the States.
Yeah.
A dealer demo, and about 1,200 odd kilometers that I put on driving it down from Queensland. So it's very hard to hand over something like that to someone you're not 100% sure
Exactly,
of.
man. Yeah. They get more time in it before you had your own time in the car, hey?
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Well, the back end of the car looks so mean. Every time I see the back of this, I think of Dominic Toretto in the Fast and the Furious, man.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your number plate and anything else that's sticking out from the back?
Basically, with the number plate, back in the early 2000s, I had a 2000 Triple S SR20, white one with a blue pearl, and obviously I didn't have money to buy a proper plate like this, so I had the first version of Mr. Mean back in 2005 when I first could afford a semi-custom plate, which is like $110 a year.
Yeah.
And it was MRM33N.
Yeah.
And that went on, that was the very first version of Mr. Mean.
Yep.
And it was in 06 that year
Yep.
after. I got the actual yellow full word of Mr. Mean, and I've had it ever since. So for the last 18 years.
Does it still have the stock exhaust on it, or have you done something to it? Because it sounded so mean.
Stock exhaust. It's only got high flow stainless cats. That's
And
it.
I can't believe a car stock sounds like this, man, because it makes no sense with today's emissions and standards and all that stuff. It's not going to fly, hey?
No, honestly, with the cam work and the high flow cats, it did make a decent difference.
Yeah. Holy dude! The inside here looks like a really nice cockpit. Like you said, with the center console, it wraps around you, and it's the gear stick in the center. That looks pretty cool, man. Is it a comfortable place to be in?
It is, honestly, surprisingly. It's all stock, as you can see. It has got a mad cockpit, and it sits really solid. So I love the drive. And this is the console that I was talking about, how it tilts toward the right. That entire section was 3D printed. Being left-hand drive where the steering wheel was where you are, that was the other way. And that was the mission for them, sort of the guinea pig of the very first manual 3D printed console in the country.
It doesn't even look like it's been converted. It looks like it came out this way, man. They've done such a good job.
And even like you see with the whole manual setup with the pedals and all, the clutch, everything lines up perfect.
How's the comfort? Like the car honestly, the car looks a little bit like a boat. Does it handle like a boat?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very wide, very, sort of flat, I guess. It's solid. It drives awesome. It handles awesome. The comfort, the seats, as you can see.
Yeah, there's
Solid
so much
bucket
bolstering
seats.
in the seats, bro.
Yeah, and it's very, very dense. Good noise insulation, I've got to say, compared to the Camaro. As loud as the car is, a lot of it gets filtered in the insulation. They've done really well in the insulation.
I'm surprised that it's a 2+2 seating configuration.
Oh, 5.
Oh, 5.
5-seater.
Oh, so there's...
Yeah, it's a
there's
5-seater.
no transmission tunnel in the middle.
No.
For a rear-wheel drive car, that's so rare, man.
Yeah, the Camaro was a 4. I thought it was a 4 until I blue slipped it, and they blue slipped it as 5.
Oh, wow.
So I went back to the mechanic. I said, no, I'm going to have trouble at the RMS.
Yeah.
He said, no, it's a 5-seater.
Right.
So I had to check with Dodge, and it's a 5-seater.
Yeah, and that's so odd not seeing a transmission tunnel or a very small one at the back. I'll take some B-rolls and then we can go for a short drive around here, hey?
Yeah.
And the car is so smooth. It's so comfortable, man.
Yeah, no, it's got adaptive suspension too.
Adaptive as well, even with the lowered springs that you've got.
That's right.
Right.
So I've got I put IBAC springs on it to lower it, but I've left the suspension. I don't want to screw up with the computerized.
Geometry,
Yeah.
Right. Interesting. I didn't know that this had adaptive suspension.
Yeah.
And this feels so spacious on the inside, man. There's so much space between you and me, and even though it looks very tight around where you're sitting,
it's comfy. Like it looks like it's hugging me.
Yep.
There's plenty of room for my legs, my elbows. Everything sort of sits nicely.
Yep.
It's deceptive from the outside.
Oh, dude! Dude, that's so cool. Is that the back kicking out? Oh my gosh.
Because you got the SRT performance page in the computer.
Yeah.
And when they tuned it, you can actually adjust the suspension, street, power, all the track, all these different settings.
Yeah.
So I've got the back suspension on soft, so when you punch it, the ass sinks.
Yeah, I can feel it lead. Woo! Holy shit, dude! That's insane.
Yeah.
I can feel the torque kick in just
Crazy.
It's so quick, man.
Well, it's a 2-ton car, 2.1 ton.
2.1 tons, and it's still pulling like that, man.
Same as the Camaro.
Pulls like a truck, dude.
Yeah.
It looks heavy. It doesn't feel heavy at all.
No, like I said, it's got, it honestly drives so good. And it's one of those things, again, like you have to drive it or be in the car
To know what it feels
see
like.
how different it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
like honestly, the pictures and also the outside does not do it any justice.
Yeah. That's insane, dude. Oh. The brakes are so smooth as well.
Yeah.
Strong and smooth, dude. Holy crap.
Got 6 pistons at the front,
Yeah.
Brembos, and 4 piston Brembos at the back.
4 at the back. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Exhaust.
Oh, dude. 3 things about this car. The sound.
Yeah.
Can't get over the sound.
Crazy.
The torque. It's always there. It's so quick. It's so linear. And like, you know, probably because it's NA. There's no lag or anything. It's there on demand.
Yeah.
And 3, this thing is so comfortable, man.
I was going to say, like, you know, you think it'd be on like steel rods.
Yeah, right?
The suspension and
Yeah.
the stability
Yeah.
drives really nice.
It's wafting. It's such a comfortable, sporty feel. It's not stiff, but
Yeah.
it's not so soft that it feels like a boat. It looks like,
Exactly.
it probably looks like a boat on the outside, but it's wafting along so nicely across these bends, dude.
Yeah, and it stays, like I was saying before, it stays stable. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't want to stuff with the suspension.
Yeah.
The IBAC springs that I put in,
Yeah.
they just gave it that nicer sit and that bit more stability
Yeah.
on turns and maneuvers.
Dude. That sounds insane, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the wheel spin on that is crazy as well, dude.
That's with traction control too.
Oh, I can't work out if that smell from the back is your fuel or if it's the tires.
Oh yeah. Probably both.
Oh man, I'm clenching my asshole, man. This is crazy. That sound, man. Wow, insane.
Just
Totally
tears.
insane.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys.
All
If
right,
you
mate.
enjoyed,
No worries. Yeah,
well,
thank
thanks,
you.
mate. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more cool videos like this. Thanks a lot for coming down to the channel.
Thank you.
See you guys on the next episode.
Lots of fun.